Hello, what's going on, and welcome back to another FC25 Ultimate Team video. And this one today isn't just going to be about like showing you the best players in each position. I want to discuss like the meta, how people are approaching the game in the higher divisions as well, and give you a little bit more of an idea as to how to like set up your team if you're wanting to take advantage of the worldwide release. So it comes out today. You don't really know what players to go by. I'll show you. So with this list, it's not just players based off of my own experience on the game, those that are in the super high divisions as well, and I've seen what works and what doesn't. So in goal, we do have the preferred choice, which does seem Courtois. With the chemistry to Real Madrid, La Liga, he's a good option, and he's not really going to let you down. Oblak is very similar. What you see is what you get, and he does make some quality saves. Mike Mignan, crazy reflexes. The Deflector Plus playstyle as well is good to parry in safer areas, and I have used him myself. At first, I didn't really like him as much, and then he grew on me, and he's playing well. And then Alisson, from what I've seen against me, he does seem super reliable. Even like those near post shots that are very good this year, and that's like the angle that you want to create, just whack it to the near post, and you're going to get a lot more goals. Alisson seems to perform like saves like really well. So it's kind of weird though, because I don't see him that often in people's teams, and it might be a case of them not being able to afford Virgil van Dijk, or they don't necessarily need the Liverpool chemistry at this moment in time, but you will see him in rotation for sure. So whenever there's anything up for grabs, people will just tend to lean towards the meta, and sadly in the high divisions right now, 5-back is a thing, and Koundé being played as a right centre-back, I mean, that's very good, but I also have seen him being run as a right back in a 4. So I want to throw him into the list just to give you an idea as to like what's getting used. And with the whole Dallo as well, there's an evolution available, and that one is a warrior. Like, I cannot get past him easily. So if that's still available for you once you get on the game, absolutely, I'd recommend sending him into the Evo and get him into your squad. Kyle Walker, haven't noticed him as much this year in like squad rotation. Obviously the price, but maybe just because all these other players are good enough right now. But Kyle Walker is strong. Marcus Llorente, he can't play like necessarily in the role as a right back, but he can play in the right back position, and he's getting used purely for that reason. And then Trent is like a weird one. People are using him because his passing is absolutely insane. And you know the cross-field like RBX, when you really power it up and they just hoof it from one side of the pitch to the other, that's getting used a lot because it's so difficult to like build up in the midfield. Like taking touches, turning it is hard. So people are just trying to figure out the way to move the ball as quickly as possible, get it into their strikers and utilize the speed boost. And that's what they're playing for. And that's just the way it is right now. But Alexander-Arnold, yeah, he seems really solid. A bit slow, but just good defensively and nice passing. So those right backs should help you out. So we do have a lot of options in that centre-back position. It is still the case of like Virgil van Dijk going to be one of the best cards on the game. But these players are really nice. And with the whole Bremer, he does have an inform available. I've personally used him myself, and he's just a solid option for the price. You've got King, Ledley King, only just started recently using him. Doesn't have as much physicality as these other players, but he's quick, lovely anticipate plus, and just great. Ronald is pretty much just as good as he was last year. He's horrible to play against, especially when, you know, the opponents are decent. Eder does seem to be getting used a lot in the higher divisions. Tomori, I think he's only going to get you so far, and then he'll probably drop off, but he is getting used a lot. Kanate seems unbelievable for the price, to be honest with you. Just a solid defender. Saliba, great. Again, one of the preferred players in the higher divisions. Mickey van der Ven, he reminds me very similar of like a Tomori. Like, these cards are going to be good for now and going to help you out. But as the game progresses and you come up against like just better players in general, I think you're going to still want that bigger build, the body type as well as pace. And this Rudiger seems really hard to play against. Not as quick with the acceleration, but when in position and with that bruiser playstyle, he's annoying. And then likewise with like Gabriel, like just his build and bruiser is just so good. But be careful, because with the whole sprint boost and stuff, players with like a little bit more of a lower acceleration, if they're not just like as broken as Virgil, you're going to get caught out a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Make sure that you're jockeying well and you're reading what your opponent is doing, because they are going to be like trying to chop to the right. And then as soon as you see that sort of movement around the edge of the box, you already know that they're going to be planning just to speed boost through. So just be vigilant and be patient as well. Don't start rushing in, otherwise you're going to get done. The speed boost does need to be patched, but just be wary of it when you get the game. So we've got some fantastic options in the left back position, and Balde is definitely the best cheap starter left back to go and buy on the game. He has the base anticipate as well, and you would assume, like looking at his physicality, it's going to be a bit off-putting and just won't work. In game, he seems to surpass that. Like, he's better. He just feels really good. So make sure you pick him up. He's 1,500 coins, literally nothing. Theo Hernandez, I've actually tried in the draft, his inform, oh my god, like, he is truly the best, and his regular card's extinct, so you're not even going to be able to buy that. But if you are lucky enough to go and pack him, or just get his inform, he's him. Rolfo's nice as well. I am seeing her a lot in the high divisions as well, just for the Barcelona links to the females. Davies is good. I did feel like he was like similar-ish to Hernandez, but Hernandez is just slightly better, or better. Batcher is getting recommended a lot. Weirdly enough, I've only played her a few times as well, but a lot of people do swear by her, so I've got to put her in the list. Mendy, trusty, you know, can't go wrong with him. And Udogi is like one of these where he does seem a little bit temperamental at times, but he gives you that pace like these other defenders. So he's a little bit of like everything. Gives you the pace, gives you a bit of physicality. Like, he is pretty good. Like, he's still a nice player to go and buy for 10,000 coins. You know, it's fine. So I've been using a lot of formations lately, and they all need that CDM. And Declan Rice, last year, I wouldn't even thought about buying his card. And if it wasn't for his loan that I had recently received, I would never have tested him out. Well, this early especially. But his pace looks bad. In game, he just makes it work. Like, the way he gallops back, his reading of the play, he just seems like a really nice, solid option. So don't shy away from Declan Rice this year. Patry is for sure the most used in the higher divisions. They're getting that chemistry to like De Jong. Well, De Jong does feature in the list, but just Patry with that long ball plus, it works. And I've used her myself. I think, of course, like, you're going to find better players physicality-wise, but just for her passing, that nature of just being able to play really like broken balls, you know, she's good. Kante, yeah, I've used him. I think for the interception and just how he reads the game, it is worth like trying him out. Don't think physicality-wise it's the best again, but really, really good. Matuidi is for sure, like, overall, the best CDM that I've tried on the game. Just, oh my god, his physicality, his body type, his ping pass plus as well, which is really, really nice. And there is a lack of like ping pass pluses right now because it's the start of the game. Like, if you can get him a Tweedy, you're not going to think back or regret your purchase. Tonali is a great option just because of that pace that he offers. So if you want to play a little bit more aggressive with a higher line, he's going to be able to help like track back. And Tchouaméni, haven't used him yet, but a lot of people, again, are swearing by this card and saying that he's just as good as he was last year. And the nice thing about Tchouaméni is that he gets like all of the really nice play styles as well. The intercept, like crazy defensive ones. So check him out. So I do think the centre mid position this year is probably the hardest to find. Like, you want to bring in someone who is like super well balanced, but if you don't have crazy amount of coins, you're going to start struggling. Obviously, Putellas is a really good option, but she's crazy, crazy money. And I think Bonmati is probably the best player to bring in. Like, very similar in terms of like dribbling, play styles, and what really a Putellas is going to offer. So you may as well just bring in Bonmati. And she is, again, one of the preferred choices in division rivals. Hamsik, I got so lucky on the RTG. And the fact that he can play like box to box on his role and just really reliable. Like, he's got the goals, he can defend. Like, he's a very, very good player to buy. But unfortunately, if you haven't got the pre-order bonus, you're going to have to fork out about 500,000 coins on his hero, which is a shame. So this means like, or this allows like De Jong and these other types of players just to really be like the fan favorites because they're affordable price, and De Jong really is like good enough to use. I mean, I was lucky enough also to pack him on the RTG, but I decided to sell just to, you know, put coins into other positions. But honestly, I might go back to De Jong just because like he is fine. You know, he's a good player on the game. And Barella does give you that nice like box-to-box option as well. Just with his style, you can carry him out of position and he's going to do well. So these are the 4 centre mids, but like I say, it's very, very hard to come by. If you've played with a centre mid that isn't obviously on this list, please recommend them in the comments. Like, it is tough right now. So I know you've heard me mention the speed boost, and that's what people are playing for right now. And it's the left mid and right mids. They're just getting them into that area, looking for the angle and jet down the line. And this is why Phil Foden hasn't been recommended. Although I'll give him an honourable mention, but he's not the most effective player to bring in. Even though I like him on the ball and stuff, I know full well that it's just not the go-to player. You want just someone that has, at this moment in time until they patch the game, someone with just insane pace. And Ousmane Dembele, not only can he play on the wing, but he can drift inside and play as a cam as well now. And he's just so techie. He seems arguably better this year than he did last. And Trinity Rodman is destroying me. And I'm even going to reconsider like building a team around her on my RTG. She's that good. And then with the whole Hansen, you can't go wrong. Last year, she was one of the best. This year, it's again a similar situation. Salah, I've only played a few times, but I wanted to throw him into this list because his control, he seems a lot more agile. and he's so fast, technical, and the finishing is going to be really, really reliable. And then Diani, you can play her as a striker or as a right mid, and a lot of people are loving her as well. So those are just really, really good options. You can never go wrong with the Hansen though. So if you've got the coins, just buy her, and she'll most likely continue to rise over time. So if you've been following my No Money Spent RTG, you would know that I packed this man. Exceptional. Double 5-star, ridiculous in front of goal, and just really getting down the line as well. Like LB boost, stop, and then do another LB boost, hit some skills. I do really, really like him a lot. Nico Williams is one of the most popular choices right now, and I did mention in like a pre-FC25 video that if he gets a shot increase, he's going to be insane this year, and already he's one of the best options just because of the meta with the boost. Adeyemi, throwing him in there because he was recommended to me, and just looking at the pace, the dribbling, it makes sense as to why he would play well, but I've never used him myself, nor have I faced him, so keep that in mind. But Vinicius Jr., Rafael are just absolutely the best options. He is a joke this year with his speed. Very, very difficult to pick up and play against. And then Vinicius Jr. is probably all round like the best just because of the extra control that he offers on the ball. His finishing is consistent. His pace is great, and he's so fast. Like, you can play him striker as well. Same with Rafael, but these two can't go wrong. Just buy them, and they're most likely increase in price. So for that cam position, I must mention that these two specifically can play on the wing, and they are really good there. He's in a lot of setups as a left mid in a 4-4-2, and I've even packed him on the RTG. I've tried him there, I've tried him as a cam. I just find that you'll notice him more in the middle cam position, and they get like tons of goals. And for the price, he's one of the best buys. Lauren James is like really underrated because her balance and agility looks terrible, but you get her in game and she just seems to fly down the line. She's got really good control. So play a cam, play her on the wing, play her anywhere, and you will not go wrong for that price. Mustavoy is a really weird one. Like, he feels quicker in game than his stats. His finishing is great. His playmaking is ridiculous, and he's like 65,000 coins. So if you really are running a system where it needs a cam, test him out. Genuinely try him out and see what you make of him. He's got base finesse, base incisive. He's really, really good. Musiala, I haven't used yet myself. And again, it's another card that I don't see being played that often, but a load of people are swearing by him, so I have to throw him into the lineup, test him, and see what you make of him. And Jude Bellingham is just really solid. Like, I had a system in a 4-2-2 that worked when I was testing out Jude Bellingham, got rid of him, didn't think he was actually playing that well, in all honesty, or didn't notice him that much. But because I don't have Jude Bellingham now, I wonder if, because of the lack of Jude, it's broken the system. Like, he may be just that good, you know, playmaker plus in like a 4-2-2 and have him like pushing through and stuff. Or you play him as a centre mid. Like, he is good. He's really good this year. He's always good. It's Jude Bellingham, the cover star. So play him as a centre mid or a cam, depending on what system you're trying to run, but he is a really good option. You don't need to worry. I'm not going to show you the most expensive players there is on the game. That defeats the whole purpose of this video. It's to show you the best players for like an affordable price, and that's why I didn't throw in Puteas and all these other options. Like, you know how it is. But Mbappe, 3.54 million coins, he is worth it. He's a player that you bring in, and whatever system formation you're running, it will just work because of Mbappe. So it makes the game 10 times easier. He is just that good this year. Griezmann is a fantastic option if you want to play a full style instruction, and he just gives you that really nice reliability with his dribbling, finishing. He's great. Openda I haven't used yet, but a lot of people are saying he's better than Malin, and Malin is one of the most busted strikers there is on the game. If you have the game right now, go out of your way and buy Malin. Don't look back. Have him as your striker, and you will not regret this decision. That has just saved you countless of hours trying to find a striker that works for the good price. But Openda may be better than a Malin, so you might want to buy them both. Sam Kerr is ridiculous as well. Like, the finesse shots still work very, very well, but you just don't want to like keep playing for them. But they do work. They do definitely work. Sam Kerr, unreal for the price, 100k. Heung-min Son, he is one of like the most common players you'll face. Like, everyone just buys Son, and he does work well. He's quick and he's just annoying. This Nunez, right? It's not even this version of him. I'm sure that's going to be fine. But there's an Evo going about that I never did. And he is literally the hardest striker for me to face. His physicality, it doesn't even matter what you've got in the defense. He just seems to bully you. Like, I try and like use the bruiser playstyle to like push him off the ball. No way. This Nunez is scary, man. I hate playing against him. And then I've got some like honorable mentions down here with the whole Lewandowski. He's a good false nine striker, and he just feels fast in his stats. You've got Rodrigo that is getting used a lot in the high divisions. I'm guessing it's just because you can play him obviously as a striker. He's got the dribbling. He does feel a bit weak. I used him myself. He's a little bit weak, but he does give you really nice control. Grokias, I don't know if he's going to get used as much now, but at the start of the game, a few people were running him, and he was a bit annoying, like similar to like an Erling Haaland type player. And then we have Alexander Isak that's just really good for the price as well now. He's come down to about like 25,000, and he gives you like the running in behind, the technical control. So you can't really go wrong with Alexander Isak. So hopefully this video today has helped you out, and it's brought some players to your attention that you may not have considered, or you just thought that, oh, they might be overpriced and not worth it. But every single one of these cards are going to help you out big time. So if you can build them all in the same team, fantastic. If not, don't worry. Don't worry too much. But thank you and good luck if you're starting the game today. Don't stress. It is a lot different than last year's game. It feels a bit buggy at times. The passing is a bit ass. Like, just take it easy. Try and learn the game and enjoy. Bye-bye for now. I'll see you soon. Peace.